This is the battle of champions, the DreamHack Open champions of PSG eSports going up against the defending world champions, GALE Force eSports.
I don't know, James. I'm glad I don't have to make any predictions because I know I had to pick one because we do it as
So who did you pick?
I don't remember. I'm pulling a Quinn.
That's not
pull
true.
A Quinn.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well, Quinn legitimately doesn't remember.
That's true. And I might not, but now I can play it off. I honestly have no idea.
But this is GALE Force's, in my opinion, for their first true test so far, because they played Fnatic, who we're starting to see is struggling this season.
Yeah.
And then they also played Excel, who's also another struggling team. So GALE Force, they've looked very, very good. They've looked very good, but
yeah.
I think this is their first. This is the best team that they have played so far, so they're really going to be tested.
And to give them some credit, they do still bring their A game no matter what they're going up against. We've still seen very clean gameplay, even if things don't seem very normal, or if the team they're going against might not play what they're used to. If they're playing, if they're aiming for a team that really doesn't make any mistakes and seriously brings it to them, but they still bring that A game. Now PSG, we know they have the capabilities, and Chaussette has been playing out of his mind. The dude's gunning to do MVP of the season. He's playing really, really well.
Some would argue that he should have been the MVP for last season.
Some would argue.
I know Gibbs is one of those people, and Shogun. So we'll see how Chaussette performs. PSG, they had a rough start, losing to Excel this season. Now going up against the defending world champions. Here we go in game number 1. Now Turbo is going to launch that in. Another touch.
Uh-oh.
Chaussette's going to follow this up. Bluey, the touch pass. Turbo. Now Bluey.
So not a whole lot going on right now. Again, a lot of feelers are going to be told, or not be told. A lot of feelers are going to be pushed out in this game. But you can see GALE Force eSports trying to push in as many early shots as they can. I know Violent Panda just trying to challenge wherever he gets an opportunity.
A big 50-50 win there from KDOP. Turbo follows it up and sneaks it under the final defender. GALE Force strike first.
Sneaking is right. They've been trying to push in here and there, getting a little cheeky with their shots, and this time you saw the kind of tunnel vision of that defender on the back wall. He was staring at that wall. He saw it coming his way. Wasn't expecting it to die when it hit the ground because he didn't expect a surprise turbo pulsar.
And GALE Force getting that early goal. KDOP last series was so good. 7 goals, shooting 58%. And now he finds Turbo for that first goal for GALE Force. Now KDOP up again, beats out Chaussette. That's going to bounce straight down, and Turbo's there yet again. Another goal for GALE Force.
This spot on the backboard, this season especially, has seriously determined a large chunk of goals. Either players are getting real good at hitting it, or they're getting real good at reading it. Little column A, little column B. But either way, it's going to put him 2 goals up.
And GALE Force looking hot right out of the gate. KDOP, last series he was a scorer, now he's a facilitator. We talk about how everyone on GALE Force can do everything so well. They're proving it. KDOP and Turbo doing some heavy lifting. Now Farah pushing it up the side. Turbo with the challenge. A touch by Violent Panda. Just teams trying to get possession right now. Just a battle right there in the corner.
Dropping back towards their opponent's half, opting instead of to pass the Turbo Pulsar, who was waiting mid.
And now Turbo, E-braking, does get the control, but Farah challenges him. But Turbo in a good spot. Bluey cuts it off, however, and wins that 50-50, but he's got no boost right now. And Chaussette, oh, so close to that double tap.
He's just warming up. You know, first attempt of the series.
That double tap would have been something pretty, and now we're seeing some demos coming out from PSG. Long clear by Farah. Bluey following it up, a shot in, and an amazing save from KDOP. He just got a piece of it, but it was enough. KDOP playing very well.
Both teams trying to get the long passes, but you'll see it getting interrupted. PSG, especially at the midfield challenges.
And that center ball, another chance for GALE Force, who's controlling the pace. Turbo chasing this down. Try to get that block, but Bluey got it past. Now Farah going for another touch. K-Dop, he missed, but Bluey misread that. That could have been a goal for PSG right there. And now one almost finding its way so close. The bicycle save from Violent Panda.
Oh, it's got to hurt so bad. PSG has been close probably 3 or 4 separate times, just inches away from bringing this to a 1-goal game. But right now, with 2 goals and just under 2 minutes left, it's getting more difficult by the second.
Violent Panda challenging there. Now Blue is going to go up to Chaussette, but Chaussette couldn't make the play. K-Dop getting a block there, setting up Turbo again. These guys finding each other in a hat trick for Turbo Pulsa.
Turbo waiting. K-Dop just challenging this through. The moment Chaussette didn't get a great touch. What a weird pinch, too. Kind of off the ground and off of each other. Popped straight into the backboard, but Turbo is able to read it.
Turbo was a little bit quiet last series. He's playing good defense, but now getting involved with the offense. Him and K-Dop connecting. That's a playmaker for K-Dop and a hat trick for Turbo.
He's got some stats right now. 3 goals, 3 saves, 3 shots. 100% accuracy. This is his game.
So Gale Force, I said this would be their first test. Right now they're passing with A+ grades. But it's still very early. Game number 1. 1 minute remaining. Farah hits that into the corner. Panda misses that one, but Turbo gets a touch. Panda tries to get one there. Now a counterattack opportunity. Chaussette going with the air dribble.
Look at him go.
He did get some touches, but I don't know how effective that was overall.
If only he had 200 boost.
If everyone had 200 boost, it'd be quite the different game. A shot coming in, Bluey, and another save from Violent Panda on the line. These crossbar shots just missing out. The saves from Gale Force keeping the sheet clean.
Get them all out now. The game's pretty much over. Just aim for crossbar. Just keep going for that crossbar. Get it all out of your system. Hit your quota, as they say.
The best defender in fantasy, the crossbar, if you can afford him. In the final few seconds, countdown. Violent Panda and Turbo both going for that. We'll see if they try to get any padded stats. Bluey going for his ceiling play. Gets it over, but Farah was not there, and Gale Force take game 1 commandingly.
A hat trick for Turbo Pulsa. I want to see if he kept his stats the same. Oh, he ruined
3, 4, 5.
He ruined him, though.
Simple, though.
He was 3 shots on 3 goals. 100% accuracy,
3, 4, 5.
I'll take 3, 4, 5. I'll take sequence.
3, 0, 4, 5 technically, but it's really Gale Force. Violent Panda, he just kind of had to sit back, and I mean, he made some saves there. Yeah. We saw that save on the goal line, but Gale Force just controlled the pace. K-Dop just feeding Turbo.
I mean, you heard Gibbs talk about it earlier that Turbo Pulsa didn't have to do a whole lot because Violent Panda was just doing his own thing. Turbo could just kind of sit and watch, set him up, and let Violent Panda do his work. And it seems, again, they don't have defined roles. You see it flip-flop right now in this very game. Turbo's just like, you know what? I'm going to pop off. I'm going to do everything I want. You can just relax, Turbo. Or sorry, you can relax, Panda.
Yeah, and we see Panda usually up there making those plays in the mid, feeding his teammates. But yeah, this time he's just, you know, maybe he just finished cooking up his food. He needed to eat it. Yeah. And he's like, K-Dop, Turbo, can you guys just play and win this RLCS game
clears
for me?
It, gets a couple bites in while he clears it.
I'll just play defense.
Just shout when it's coming back to defense.
But honestly, it seemed like Gale Force was that comfortably in the lead.
Do you see do you see anything the PSG might need to clean up specifically? Like, I don't see any drastic mistakes coming out of them.
Well, you know, it's just on the counterattacks. They need to just use each other on the counterattacks.
Yeah.
We're seeing,
also, no more crossbar, please.
Yeah, stop hitting the crossbar because they did have chances. You're right. Yeah. You're exactly right, Carpet. They did have chances that were very, very good for them, and they could have put those in, but they just hit the crossbar. Yeah. So you're right. If they stop hitting the crossbar and put it in, they'll score.
If only I could do the same.
Now Farah and Turbo both going at it. K-Dop's going to put that off the backboard. Chaussette with a long clear. Gives up possession there, but does buy his team some time. Touched by Bluey into the middle. Chaussette off the backboard as well. Farah following it up. Drops it to Bluey, but Bluey's challenged by K-Dop. Now, counterattack chance for Gale Force. Panda off the ceiling. Now Turbo off the sidewall. Good clear by Farah, right to Chaussette. Bluey following this one up. Misses his touch.
It's a tough read, though, but I do like that he went for it. I like that he challenged it and put the pressure onto his opponents. GFE had no choice but to try and challenge.
But still, PSG just not able to get enough pressure to put one in. Turbo missing that. This could be a chance. Farah up against Violent Panda. Violent Panda, a long hit over to Turbo. Turbo puts a shot in. I thought he might consider the pass, but that shot dangerous in its own right. And then another shot finds its way in. K-Dop somehow threading that needle.
Just watch Farah. He went too far in the net to turn around, drifted all the way in, then had to readjust.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops indeed. Not a great start. Well, for one team at least.
And you definitely don't expect a shot like that to go in. You expect when you have two players back there, at least one of them would be in position to handle that shot.
Yeah. Probably some kind of miscommunication. Farah probably thought he had time to turn around, drop in the net, maybe avoid a demolition. But once he realized Bluey didn't have a shot.
The ground pitch from Chaussette, tying it up.
And there he goes in the middle of my sentence. He catches me off guard. I would have suspected someone to challenge this. But he goes for the ground pinch. Still at boost to spare, too.
Yeah, he faked out Turbo so hard. Turbo thought he was going to continue to go for that air dribble, but Chaussette says no. And he just boosts towards that ball on the ground, pinching it right in. A very, very heads-up play by Chaussette, using his options to the best of his ability. And now another chance. Turbo needs to get a tap. He does. Farah and Bluey double commit. A back pass from Bluey. Chaussette gets there in time. He's going to try to pass it again off the backboard, but K-Dop is there for the clear. Now K-Dop going for a shot of his own. Puts that on target, but Farah is able to block it.
Chaussette has no one to put this up to. Oh, the drop down to Violent Panda. Nearly putting that in.
Bluey had pre-jumped, but still had that angle covered. Now Bluey off the backboard. Violent Panda tried to get it over to Turbo. Big 50-50 win there from Panda is going to buy some time. Now Bluey off the corner. No one there for PSG. Now another big win from Violent Panda. He's been getting a lot of these 50-50 wins.
Oh, look at
And now
these.
a shot in. Bluey again. Making that look a little harder than it had to be.
He likes to be flashy. We know. This could be a chance.
And Turbo, that managed to get by Chaussette. But still not a hard shot, or shot rather. Had another opportunity there, but came up short. Now we're in the final 2 minutes, tied at 1 apiece. PSG keeping this game close. Now K-Dop put that ball into the middle, but Farah took out Turbo.
It's very smart.
No one able to receive that play after the clear out. And now Violent Panda getting revenge on Farah.
Look at how well they clear it. Always two-man clears. No one contesting this. Chaussette needs to use everything he's got to get there. Farah left all alone.
On K-Dop. On mind game past one. Chaussette shut him down. That would have been a highlight play for sure. Now bounce down. Bluey gets a piece. It's going to bounce out to K-Dop. K-Dop long clear. Chaussette has to answer. And he does. Bluey gets the block. Turbo right back down to Panda. Panda up to K-Dop. But K-Dop has to retreat. Lets Farah, or Chaussette rather, take the hit. Now Farah up. Turbo read that beautifully.
No idea what made him even try for that.
He pre-jumped.
How did he manage that touch?
And now that touch from Turbo, allowing this attack. Turbo with a shot in. Not very much pace on that one. But he does get the bump. That's going to mess up Chaussette. PSG now on the defensive. Last 30 seconds of the game. Will we see overtime, or will we see one of these teams take the lead in the final seconds? A big block from Bluey. But no one there to follow up. Chaussette trying to play it off the backboard. K-Dop doesn't let it happen. The 1-2 clear between K-Dop and Panda. Now a long clear up. Chaussette's going to put it down to Bluey. Bluey with a shot in, and that's going to be the lead for PSG eSports.
After being stifled on shots, only 2 shots up until this one, this beautiful passing play. Chaussette down to Bluey to beat out the final defender. 3 seconds left. PSG take the lead.
Now what a way to answer back. The game's not over yet. Ball popping straight up. Farah gonna follow this down. Panda misses the hit, and PSG eSports take game number 2 thanks to that final few second goal by Bluey.
PSG, just to show how effective they are at any given moment, they had 3 shots to 9 for Gale Force. Seriously losing out on a lot of control, but it doesn't matter. PSG know how to strike. They're like assassins of the net. The moment they know they have any kind of spot, any kind of room to breathe in the passing plays, phenomenal from them.
Yeah, great counter-attacking play there by PSG. Even though they only hit 3 shots, managed to put 2 of those in. And PSG, that just goes to show you how, even if you have a team like Gale Force who's going to put all that pressure on you, just keep that ball out of the net and wait for them to make a mistake and try to score on that counterattack. They did exactly that, and they were able to take down game number 2.
I got to say, every goal's been pretty. It's like watching a painting happen before my very eyes, right? None of these are really that ugly or pushing through. They need to be very creative to beat each other, and there's a lot of respect. A lot of wide plays as well, kind of leaving that mid kind of, I don't know if it's like a gentleman's agreement, like, hey, let's make this game real pretty looking. Because sometimes that midfield is just kind of left open, but it's leaving room for a lot of clears, then following up, getting some passing plays. A lot of not so good challenges in midfield, or none at all, which is letting us see these awesome passes. But I think it's also just because the amount of boost and challenging and speed this game requires against each other, that is that much more difficult to sit at the midfield and try and stop those things before they happen.
And in that midfield, Violent Panda, he has been doing a good job of winning those 50-50s, and we saw a lot of shots coming from Gale Force, but what we saw in game number 1 was K-Dot connecting with Turbo. We didn't see any of that in game 2.
Yeah.
Now here in game number 3, Gale Force and PSG seem to be well matched. Now Panda going up, he's going to try to follow it up himself, going for the double tap, but Chaussette gets the touch, shuts it down. Block by Turbo. K-Dop just thought about going for it, decided against it. Panda by 1. Get by 2 defenders. Going for the, looks like demo or bump on the 3rd defender. It's a good idea. Another tap from Panda keeps the ball in the PSG half.
Chaussette too, his defense has been very strong, just as strong as his offense at times.
And that PSG defense held firm last game. Will they do it here again? Panda, again, winning those 50-50s at mid. And a demo from Bluey on K-Dop. Small power play, pass into the middle. Bluey does hit it by the defender. And a center ball for Farah, and puts that one high. Some heads-up play by PSG right now.
That play lasted so long, Chaussette went all the way back to his corner, grab boost, and then rejoined the play after Farah and Bluey felt done with it.
Excellent possession play by PSG. Now Chaussette and Bluey both going up for that one. Able to recover. Farah on the wall, waiting for that pass. Does get it from Chaussette. Now Chaussette does get another win there. And the bump from Bluey, Farah was just waiting for his chance to strike. Now Farah trying to pass that into the middle. Turbo sniffed it out. Block from K-Dop. Turbo looked like he was going to go over for Violent Panda. Now pass into the middle. Bluey opting to go for the double tap there. Farah off the backboard, but Chaussette didn't have boost to follow it up. And a demo from Turbo. This could be a chance. Turbo going for the shot. K-Dop was there, rolling so slow back to net. Chaussette got the save.
I think the best way to describe how Gale Force has been playing is support. It's not just particularly they're playing aggressive, but every time they see their teammate have control of the ball, they're always thinking about what options he needs and how to give him that option. they're always looking to either be a target for their teammates, support him on a really quick reaction play, maybe shadowing as he pushes up, or on defense ensuring that he gets a second touch.
But do you think they're playing too slow right now? Gale Force has been struggling to get goals after that first game.
Feels, I don't know if it's slow particularly, but it almost feels like they may be worrying too much about helping each other out and not worrying as much about making PSG make some moves.
We'll see if they can force that mistake or force the moves out of PSG. We're scoreless here, approaching the 1.5 minute mark. Turbo, a long clear. Gisette leaves it for Farah. Farah getting challenged by Panda, but gets it right by him and wins that play. Panda hustles back. And now having to turn. Farah going for the shot, pinches it off the crossbar, but still in danger. A shot getting dropped in off the crossbar again. PSG making it very difficult for Gale Force to escape their half.
And that all started, I believe, with a team bump on Gale Force. They opened up that first hole, and from there, it was just trying to make up for lost time.
But a double commit, a demo. That could open it up for Farah. Farah puts a shot in, but K-Dop keeps it out. PSG just controlling this possession. Gale Force just trying to keep their head above the water. They managed to do so. But another demo takes out Panda.
They're trying to keep this control while the scoreboard might not show it. The way these teams have been playing sure does. PSG between demolitions, boost control, and just overall pressure on the net. This game has had their name all over it.
But can they finish it off? Bluey almost struck from above. K-Dop with a 50-50 win. Despite PSG controlling this game, we're still tied at 0 apiece.
Bluey.
Oh, and Bluey, he got that last-second goal last time. Here's a chance. Gisette, will he decide to keep it up? No. Opting for overtime in Game 3.
Smart man.
Turbo and Bluey both cheat on kickoff. A shot in from K-Dop. Nobody's back. And Gale Force strike and take the win.
They are now on game point, or match point, I should say. That was clearly game point right there. Off of a kickoff goal. James, we keep seeing it. Watch it keep happening.
And it's got to be heartbreaking for PSG. They control the momentum, they control the pace. They get the demos. They're putting shot after shot into Gale Force. Gale Force forced to make incredible saves. And then in overtime, 7 seconds off kickoff, Gale Force get the win.
If this shows anything, it means that teams really need to make sure that they have some kind of tactic approaching a kickoff. Just have your options available. There's only 3 people that can be taking shots from only several locations off of a kickoff that are threatening. So have those prepared. I know you want to get the boost, you want to try and gain control, but that's the trade-off. That's the tough part. Do you play defensive on kickoff and lose control for those first 30 seconds? Or do you try and go aggressive, hope they don't get a good shot, hope you can get back in time, but then have the next 30 seconds or more in your favor because you've got that first push?
Yeah, and kickoffs, you know, they're just one of those things in Rocket League. There's not much randomness in Rocket League, but you just never know how a kickoff is going to pan out. You know, you turn for the boost, or you turn the wrong way out of a boost, and the ball bounces right to somebody, and they get a hard shot on net. You know, you're out of luck.
Yeah.
So it's kickoffs sometimes just don't go your way, and it's so unfortunate for PSG that one did not go their way after they controlled that game.
But to say that there are ways to avoid that no matter what. There's no world where a kickoff will just make a goal happen without you needing to be able to take control. So there are ways for you to fight against it. But again, that means you have to play a little bit more passive, which a lot of teams don't feel comfortable doing because then they have to play defense for a while, and then they want to get offense and they get antsy, they push out too far and they get scored on anyways.
Well, that kickoff goal, that was the difference, and that only goal of game number 3. Here we are on match point for Gale Force. They looked very good in game 1, but games 2 and 3, it's a different story. PSG keeping it very close. Now Turbo gets a block on Farah, but Bluey's there, going for the wave dash shot. A demo from K-Dop, but ball still bouncing into the middle. Panda with a strong clear. And a demo from Farah this time onto K-Dop. Just massive amounts of demos this series.
There's already been 3, and there were, what, 3 in the first 20 seconds of game 2, I believe? A lot of demolitions, a lot of aggression.
A little aggression there on his own team. Looked like Bluey bumped Farah a bit on his way back. Now off the corner, K-Dop not letting it bounce into the middle. And Panda with a big win again. Panda so key in the midfield. Getting decisive wins.
2 for PSG on the backboard. They won't get punished.
And Turbo, hand braking around to put that back into the PSG half. And now a chance for Panda. He got a piece of it.
Look at how much boost to force PSG to use. Now's a chance. GFE cannot let off the pedal. If they keep putting these shots on, they'll slowly boost bit by boost bit. I don't know. I don't know what measurement boost is in.
Meters. Just one boost meter. And we're seeing more of what we saw from last game. We're approaching 2 minutes in, still scoreless. The only goal last game was off that kickoff in overtime. So evenly matched. Turbo tried to take that off at K-Dop.
I like that plan, though. I mean, K-Dop just stayed behind it, so no one would be silly enough to challenge it because they know they'll lose it and waste boost. But he didn't have enough boost or momentum to do something, so he just figured he'd beat Turbo down there at the ground.
Now Turbo on the ground once more. Puts that across net. Bluey still maintaining possession of this ball. Still forcing the issue. A good pop over to Farah. Now Farah off the side while a demo from Violent Panda on Chassette. The demos continue. And a center ball to Panda. Panda with a shot in. Double commit. This could be bad. Turbo just trying to get it into the middle. Didn't get a strong hit. Seems like a potential missed chance there for Gale Force.
Is this how it's gonna go?
Shot. K-Dop has just been pouncing on these mistakes from PSG.
Bluey and Chassette both pushing up here. Chassette was the one that challenged it. Bluey was looking to give Farah an option, looking to follow Farah up, potentially out of impatience, potentially out of unawareness that Farah wouldn't follow that through and at least get some sort of body on it. But a wide open long shot, K-Dop.
And that's the second time we've seen K-Dop take advantage of a mispositioned defense. And that is a massive goal, but here's a chance. Bluey just trying to force it through. Chassette was waiting on the wing, but Bluey opted to try to bully his way through. Now Chassette off the ceiling. Panda denying it again. And another demo from K-Dop in the midfield. Now Chassette went for that demo on Turbo, didn't pan out for him. Bluey immediately following that up, does get it past Turbo. Chassette is going to try to get it to Farah in the middle. Farah up, does get the shot, but K-Dop shuts it down. Bluey coming with the follow-up.
Blue could have made that if he put that under the crossbar.
Now K-Dop going for the delayed shot, and he's just going to bully his way through to the goal.
There it is, watching these two stare each other down. Bluey wanting to defend that, but once he realized K-Dop had control, he couldn't make any sudden jumps, any sudden movements. He had to wait patiently. K-Dop acted like he was going up, then he went under, instead pushed it right through, and now 2-goal lead for Gale Force eSports.
Yeah, K-Dop just saving his jump till the last second to just make sure that there was no doubt that ball was going in. Now in the final minute of play, Gale Force starting to come alive on the offensive. A pass from Panda into K-Dop. K-Dop going to try to get another touch. He does, but now Turbo caught flat-footed. Still manages to get that critical touch there. And now Turbo, maybe a double tap chance. Panda with a shot, that's going to go off the backboard, and a good save from Bluey. Now Farah, a shot in. Turbo with the tap. Chassette, a shot in, and Bluey just hit that off to the side. Final 10 seconds with the 2-goal lead. A goal needs to happen now for PSG.
Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Not before the timer hits 0, and not with that whiff. Bluey Gale Force will take this series 3-1.